I'm going to enlighten you guys today about some of the ongoing controversies regarding gun control. I believe you can all recall the Columbine High School shooting back in April of 1999, when two armed students opened fire on staff and students, leaving some killed, many wounded, and all affected. They were armed with an assortment of weapons, which included semi-automatic guns. This massacre has left its surviving victims forever terrorized as they helplessly watched the bullets tear through their classrooms, halls, and fellow friends. The Columbine incident left a huge impact on the continual debate over gun control. My main claim is the ability to own assault weapons poses unnecessary risk to our society. For those of you who are unfamiliar with guns, an assault weapon is a military-style gun that can be either semi-automatic, which fires a full round of ammunition for each individual pull of the trigger, or an automatic, which fires a full round of ammunition with one continual pull of the trigger, which is similar to a machine gun. These types of weapons were originally created for the military and were very popular because of their durability, reliance, and firepower. Currently, automatic weapons are illegal and semi-automatic weapons are legal, but conversion kits are purchasable, and many times criminals will alter their semi-automatic weapons into fully automatic weapons. I'm going to explain to you why these assault weapons pose unnecessary danger to our society with 3 compelling reasons. First, automatic assault weapons produce a greater threat to society than most other types of firearms. Second, arms that have been developed for military usage are unnecessary to fulfill sporting purposes. And thirdly, the Federal Assault Weapons Ban Act resulted in a significant decline in their participation in crime. My first claim, assault weapons produce a greater threat to society than most other types of firearms. Assault weapons are ideal for mass murders. The Department of Justice found that assault weapons account for a larger share of the guns used in mass murders and murders of police, crimes for which weapons with great firepower would seem particularly useful. One of the books I researched with, called Opposing Viewpoints, was written by various experts in the field. There's a chapter dedicated to assault weapons, and it has some examples. To list a few, in 2007, a man armed with an assault gun killed 9 people and 5 others in a mall. Another example was a cafeteria shooting in Texas that left 22 people dead and 23 others wounded, all by one shooter with an assault weapon. Assault weapons account for a significant amount of crime. A Miami police chief, John Timoney, stated, 2 or 3 years ago we had the lowest homicide rate since 1967 in Miami. Then the homicide skyrocketed with the availability of AK-47s, and it went from 3% of all homicides being committed with AKs to around 20%, and it's going up. So what he was saying is in a matter of 3 to 4 years, AKs increased homicides in Miami by 17% alone. Assault weapons are the guns of choice for criminals. The Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms Bureau traced that assault weapons are preferred by criminals over law-abiding citizens 8 to 1. LA Police Chief William Bratton stated, "There is a reason these weapons are so appealing to criminals. They are designed to be easily concealed and kill as many people as quickly as possible." My second claim is arms that have been developed for military usage are unnecessary to fulfill sporting or personal security needs. The ATF stated, "Assault weapons were designed for rapid, close-fire shooting at human beings. You will not find these guns in a duck blind or at the Olympics. They are mass-produced mayhem." Assault rifles were not intended for hunting, gaming, and sporting purposes. Assault rifles, as opposed to hunting rifles, are equipped with military combat features that have no sporting purpose whatsoever. A pistol grip, for example, makes it possible to fire from the hip, allowing the shooter to spray fire the weapon. And the threaded barrel is designed to accommodate a silencer, which is useful for an assassin, but has no sporting purpose, and they're also illegal. My third claim is the federal assault weapons ban resulted in a significant decline in their participation in crime. According to the Brady Campaign, which is a reputable organization that informs and advocates for gun control, the Federal Assault Weapons Act, banning the sale of semi-automatic military assault weapons, was passed as a part of the Violent Crime and Control Law Enforcement Act of 1994. It expired in 2004, making semi-automatic weapons purchasable again. The Brady Campaign also found that in a 5-year period before the ban, assault weapons constituted right under 5% of gun crime traces nationwide, and after the ban it dropped to a little under 2%. The Department of Justice also found that gun murders dropped 11% from 1994 to 1995, which was the year right after the ban was enacted. In conclusion, my first claim, assault weapons produce a greater threat to society. My second claim, military weapons have no sporting purposes. And my third claim, that assault weapons ban decline their use in criminal activity, all support the notion that assault weapons are an unnecessary privilege that create higher risks to our society.
All right, the proposition is very clearly stated. The secondary claims are laid out in a preview. Your signposting as you get to those claims throughout the presentation is solid. At the end of the speech, you have a good summary reminding us of how the argument was being composed. So that's a good final punch on that point. I think you've got a little bit of an explanation about what assault weapons are. Distinguishing them from other kinds of weapons might be still somewhat problematic because of the nature of, for instance, a variety of guns, but I thought that you had a couple of good definitional issues going on there. Let's see. I like the evidence that you have for the most part. You've got a couple of incidents that you refer to. You've got some authorities you're quoting. There's a little bit of statistical information on each of the points. And so there's nothing wrong with any of the evidence. I just think that I'm not sure it's as sufficient as it could be. There are a few places where I think some additional information would be stronger. I thought on that last point, for instance, when you were talking about the death rate from assault weapons being down from 5% to 2%, a little more explanation on that and maybe some ways of putting that into a context would be helpful. The generalizations as a consequence seem solid because of the variety of evidence that you have. You've got limited audience contact, but it's very fluid, and you do have a good summary at the end of the speech. So, thank you.